the worst case of cancel culture that I've seen in recent memory. This is amazing. So this one is from the San Francisco Museum of Modern Art. According to Reason magazine, until last week, Gary Garrels was senior curator of painting and sculpture at the San Francisco Museum of Modern Art. He resigned his position after museum employees circulated a petition that accused him of racism and demanded his immediate ouster. Gary's removal from SF MoMA is non-negotiable, read the petition. Considering his lengthy tenure at this institution, we ask just how long have his toxic white supremacist beliefs regarding race and equity directed his position curating the content of the museum? This accusation is a pretty serious one. So what exactly did he do? Their sole complaint is that he allegedly concluded a presentation on how to diversify the museum's holdings by saying, quote, "Don't worry, we'll definitely still continue to collect white artists." That's the whole thing. He said, we're going to try and purchase art from people who are not white to diversify our holdings. Also, we'll still buy some art from white people because white people still make some good art. Okay, he was forced to resign his job. He was forced to resign his job over this. That's utterly insane. He actually said this. He said, "I do not believe I have ever said it is important to collect the art of white men. I have said it is important that we do not exclude consideration of the art of white men." That, in and of itself, was considered so far outside the Overton window, this guy lost his job at the San Francisco Museum of Modern Art. Okay, this is utterly crazy. It's just crazy. Okay, this is the world that we are building right now. Okay, another case over the weekend. Hank Berrien reporting for Daily Wire. On Monday, a Seattle business owner issued a public apology for her dreadlocks after she was vilified on social media. Rachel Marshall, founder of Rachel's Ginger Beer in Seattle, responded on Instagram to critics who viewed her dreadlocks as cultural appropriation. One critic wrote, "Seattle, we gotta talk. This person owns a particular business here in Seattle with multiple locations. She's a white woman with dreadlocks and allegedly gives her product to cops for free. It has always confused me. We have seen this woman speak and cozy up regularly with other people in the community, and no one has confronted her about her choice to willfully appropriate black hairstyling. We aren't in a post-racial utopia. There's no federal law to protect black people from being penalized for their natural or protective hairstyling. Hell, we're still trying to convince everyone Black Lives Matter." And these kind of posts forced her to then write, "Hello, everyone, it's Rachel. I've come to understand far too belatedly my hairstyle is harmful." No, it isn't. No, it's not. It's a hairstyle, gang. It wasn't that she made her hair into a swastika or something. She was wearing dreads. Like, this is insane. It's completely crazy. She says, "It's clear I've been stubbornly resistant. I sincerely apologize to those I hurt. I am deeply sorry for the pain I caused to members of the African-American community who have been and still are discriminated against and mistreated for having dreadlocks. And I'm so sorry it took so long to admit and address my mistake. I have an appointment to remove my dreadlocks, and more broadly, I'm committed to earnestly listening to and from the voices and lived experiences different from my own. I never want to cause any harm." Right? The argument about harm has now expanded dramatically, obviously. Right? Harm is anything I don't like. And non-harm is anything that I want to cancel. That is how the definitions have shifted incredibly, incredibly wildly. Okay, this is really, really dangerous stuff for the country. There is a priesthood here that gets to determine what is acceptable and what is not. And those standards don't have to even be connected remotely with anything realistic. It's just whatever the woke bosses say today. And everybody attempts to avoid their scorn. They attempt to avoid the eye of Ra. Okay, in the end, there's only two ways this goes. One, you surrender. And you surrender because you don't want to be guillotined. Or two, there is indeed a mass cultural uprising at exactly this sort of nonsense. And that mass cultural uprising has to happen right the hell now. It has to happen right now. It has to happen yesterday. So good for Barry Weiss, good for Andrew Sullivan, good for those 153 center-left people who wrote for Harper's. And welcome to the club, guys. And you got to recognize something, okay? In solidarity lies power. So you may not like me, and I may not like your viewpoints. The difference is I've been fighting for your right to speak what you've had to say for years. So it's about damn time that we all get together and recognize that while we may disagree on a wide variety of issues, on this we agree. The Overton window has been closed too far by people who are ideological fascists. They wish to shut down debate. That is their goal. The liberals and the classical liberals are on the same side of this particular debate. Otherwise, there will be no debate, and the people who end up winning are the people who are just willing to utilize power in whatever convenient fashion they can. This video is sponsored by Blinksale. It is the revolutionary invoicing software for small businesses. Spend less time billing, more time making the money with Blinksale. Go down to the link in our description and give it a click.